Okay, so we have a big tree in our backyard, and our kids begged me to build them a tree house. And so I did, with some help from the internet and just a little bit of ingenuity. I don't claim to be a carpenter or anything, but this is what we ended up with, and I'm pretty proud of it. I've been told that I'm getting Dad of the Year for this, but we'll see. Okay, and there's my adorable child. Anyway, starting from the ground up, and this is not the order in which I built this thing, but just a very simple platform. I've got that underneath just to make it a little bit easier for the kids to get up. That, and we figure if they fall off the ladder, they'll only have a few feet to hit the bottom and then roll off and hit the ground. Anyway, just some simple playground implements here, and a bunch of wood and screws. Just real simple platform. Now the ladder, I built this myself out of, I believe that's a 2x10 on either side, and then just, hey look, there's a squirrel living in our tree. There he is. Hello, squirrel. Get out of my tree. Or was it your tree first? I don't know. Okay, anyways, just a simple ladder built and cut out, and I've attached it with some 5/8 rope, both at the bottom and the top. That allows the tree and the tree house to sway in the wind without tearing the ladder apart. You can see up there I've got a couple of knots and some eye bolts, and I'll show you a closer look at that here in just a minute. We've got a fairly unique tree here. I believe this is an ash. Any professionals can correct me on that if they want, but anyway, it's kind of interesting how it's grown. We've got a big kind of open space here where that limb kind of shoots straight out horizontally and then up. And we figured that was the perfect place for a tree house, and that's where we mounted it. Anyways, you can see there these 2x10s here are attached directly to the tree by lag bolts, one lag bolt on either side of the board. And I believe you can see there are two holes with a slot cut in between them, and then the lag bolt right in the middle, and that is supposed to allow the tree to move without tearing the tree house apart at the same time, because as you know, the winds in Oklahoma, they move the trees. Anyway, basically I've got two of those 2x10s there, you can see up there, and that is what is the main support for the entire tree house. Above that there are 2x6s, and that makes the frame for the floor, and then of course the 2x4 is up on top of that. And then you can probably see there we've got some, I believe those are rafter ties and then joist hangers. I might have those backwards, but rafter ties and joist hangers to improve stability and all that, keep everything together. And that's where I started, is those two 2x10s and a tall ladder. Let's get up in it. This is just a closer look at the upper part of the ladder and how I've got it attached to the tree house. As you can see, it's not directly attached, but it's got two eye bolts on either side with basically a 5/8 nylon rope knotted on each end and through the eye bolts, and that allows it plenty of movement. As you can see, I'm kind of moving it there, but it's stable enough to climb and safe enough to get up into. So here we are actually in the tree house, and this is our neighbor's lawn. Just a side note, you probably want to ask them before you build a tree house and make sure that they won't think it's an invasion of their privacy. We did that and they said it was alright. I actually allowed it to come up through the floor. You want to cut on these things as little as possible, and especially with a limb of that size, you don't want that going anywhere. Anyway, just a real simple construction, square construction. Unfortunately, I didn't get it perfectly level. It's awfully hard to do in the tree, but it works. The rails, as you can see, are just a bunch of 2x4s, and then I've got some 1x3s to keep the kids from falling out. Here on the floor, before I got those sides up, I cut out a square, and that serves as the trap door. You can see I've got some hinges and a recessed pull there, and I've got this rigged up on a pulley system. Just real simple, involving only one pulley, and that allows us to open it from the bottom of before you get up into the treehouse. I basically stabilized those 2x4s with other 2x4s, and I also put in some extra 2x6s to support the door. Rather important, otherwise you fall through. Anyway, I had to use a rasp on the door here. It didn't take a whole lot, but as you could probably tell, or may believe, that actually doesn't close very easily if your edges are all square, so I had to wear them down a little bit. But yeah, this is the treehouse. And the roof, it's kind of interesting. I don't know where I got this idea, but I decided that what I would do is basically hang a rope from a limb directly above the house, cut a hole in the tarp, and then feed that rope through and tie a big knot in it. And that basically serves as the center support for the roof. Put a little waterproofer on the canvas, and hopefully that'll at least keep snow and ice from building up too much on it. But the rest of it was grommets and more rope to attach it to the house. I do have another pulley system here. Basically it attaches to that bucket right down there so that the kids can haul up toys, or I used it quite extensively for bringing tools up while I was working on it. And that once again is just a single pulley which the kids can pull up from here. So welcome to the Crockett Treehouse. Nice little view here.